The final game of the Western Conference season will tip on the last Monday in May, Tuesday, PHL time, at the Toyota Center in Houston, as it should. This is the route the GPS mapped out back in October and never had any reason to recalculate from since. Warriors at Rockets in a winner-take-all. Never in doubt, no. A pair of championship-quality teams will go 48 minutes, and the previous 6 games in this series tells us to expect a tense jump ball-to-buzzer affair. With or without Chris Paul. Paul's inflamed right hamstring is a significant flaw, no question, yet the Rockets do have home court advantage and will hear a crazed crowd trying to fill the void with noise if, as expected, Paul misses a second straight game. The Rockets didn't have their point guard and spiritual leader Saturday, Sunday, PHL time, and still sent an early chill through the defending champions on enemy soil, going up 17 after the first quarter and 10 at halftime. Oracle Arena and the Warriors were confused. Then Game 6 flipped suddenly and drastically in the second half as the Warriors rolled to a 115-86 victory. And here we are. Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni, we got what we want, a 7th game on our home court, now it's up to us to go get it. Warriors guard Klay Thompson said, I feel like we are the best team in the world. The Rockets constructed this team specifically to challenge and beat the Warriors. Meanwhile, the Warriors paced themselves through the regular season, partly to conserve their attention and energy for Houston, which has Golden State's attention like no team before in the West playoffs. Both are causing each other irritating problems. The Rockets' defense with its switching and hand-in-the-face pressure is forcing Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry to work hard for their shots. The Warriors' ability to thrive, even if not all 4 of their all-stars are clicking, is testing Houston's limits. Such was the case in Game 6 when Thompson, the no.3 guy, broke loose for 35 points with 9 threes. That's what makes the Warriors tough to erase. They don't need to be perfect, and good for them, because they haven't been in this series, with the exception of their 41-point victory in Game 3. About Thompson, he was locked in, emotionally and physically, popping off screens, catching and shooting, creating space to get good looks and punching the air after big threes. The energy and the shots saved the Warriors from a lackluster and potentially deadly start. Thompson stayed in rhythm most of the night while Curry, 29 points, and Durant, 23, went through off and on cold stretches and afterward joked how he was born for this. Man, that felt good, to be honest, Thompson said. I just wanted to play with as much passion as I could. I probably sounded more vocal than I am. There was a natural link to the last time Thompson was this splashy in a Game 6 elimination game 2 summers ago when he dropped 41 on Oklahoma City to trigger a comeback from 3-1 down. Durant was on the wrong side of that performance. Please don't go there, begged Durant, bowing his head. Next question. Mindful of what happened right after that series, the Warriors would blow a 3-1 lead of their own to Cleveland. Curry said, I think we both blocked that whole year out of our memory. Actually, that volcanic performance by Thompson helped convince Durant to leave Oklahoma City, which led to last year's championship and helped build a solid case for the Warriors to repeat next month. Thompson's latest piece of work helped awaken the Warriors from being trapped in an extended state of stun, courtesy of how fierce the Rockets came at them right from the start. The Houston lead grew to double digits within minutes and stayed that way through the break. This was further evidence that the Rockets, in this game and actually for the series so far, refuse to concede anything and believe this West title is realistic even with Paul's status uncertain. "I saw a lot of things that I liked," said D'Antoni, "and I think we are in a good position." Eric Gordon, a strong candidate to win the Kia NBA Sixth Man of the Year award, started in place of Paul and was a concern for the Warriors, drilling deep shots and scoring 19 points. Also, Harden rediscovered his own touch from that distance. He'd missed 22 straight threes in this series, but made 4 and scored 32 points. Houston missed Paul's composure and steady point guard hand, which could be expected. The Rockets had 22 turnovers, with the Harden-Gordon backcourt combining for 14. The other issue for the Rockets was depth. With Gordon in the starting lineup, D'Antoni was forced to give minutes to Luke Mbah, still struggling after hurting his shoulder just prior to the playoffs. He wasn't a factor and neither was the bench. Assuming Paul sits another game, the Rockets will undoubtedly need major scoring and playmaking from Harden, solid shotgun work from Gordon, and at least 2 members of the support group Trevor Ariza, P.J. Tucker, Clint Capella to break loose in order to make Game 7 interesting. Remember, the Rockets have now gone 4 straight games without breaking 100 points, and Harden appeared beaten in the fourth quarter Saturday where he went scoreless. The Warriors are also dealing with a missing part, with Andre Iguodala's inactive streak now at 3. They're crossing fingers whenever Kevin Looney, Jordan Bell and/or Nick Young are pressed to play more than 15 minutes. None of them have distinguished themselves since Iguodala suffered a bone bruise on his left knee in Game 3. So that's the tale of the tape. Between now and tip-off, the Rockets' therapy staff will work on Paul's hamstring, hoping for some intervention from the medical gods. In the perfect basketball world, Paul and Iguodala would be fit to play. Why should the finish of this series be deprived of them, of less than what it should be? Last fall, before training camp, Paul, Harden, and Tucker vacationed in the Bahamas for one last moment of chill before preparations for a season of big expectations. Obviously, they talked shop. They set goals and their sights on the Warriors. Tucker asked Paul and Harden, "Imagine if we get them on our court for a Game 7. They all nodded and agreed it would be a logical scenario to launch themselves into the NBA Finals. "Obviously we hope to have our starting point guard back," Tucker said. "If not, we need to be ready." The Warriors held no such pre-camp huddle. Champions have what others want yet knew that once the Rockets added Paul, Houston would be their toughest test since Durant signed up. Warriors vs Rockets in a single-game elimination is the proper stage, then, to determine who reps the West in the NBA Finals. D'Antoni said, "It should be a great game. Curry, it should be fun. This is what you play for, to be in a situation where you're one win away from going to the finals. You've got to want it. Truthfully, neither team would rather be in a winner-take-all. Sweeping would be vastly preferred. But the other part about what Curry said is definitely true. Who wants it?